All right, Shalom. First thing and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Dash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakatab. And I want to speak on Job, the 20th chapter, and its relation to the president-elect Donald Trump and the energy that's in the earth. Now, I spoke about this a little bit in another lesson, the brother, this past week. You know, we were watching that movie Bushwick. All right, but the thing that's kind of still, you know, resonating in my spirit is this perceived time of prosperity. And I don't have my apocrypha with me, Slakia. This perceived measure of prosperity that everybody is looking at, man. And Job 20 speaks about that, the triumphing of the wicked and all of that, and him filling his belly and all of that. And you know, it gives me a lot of hope, because we know when the Lord judges this place, it's going to be on people whose pride are at the all-time high. Now, right now, you see a lot of people in economic stress. You can read it on people, you can feel it on people. You know, you talk to people in the grocery store, or anybody, for brothers that take women out, or talk to women. You can feel it that they're pressed, okay. And these women are one hair away from basically openly doing something strange for a little piece of change, if you know what I mean. And many of them already are secretly, but this is going to be an open thing, like in particular third world countries, man. You have women that were doctors, and when that food crisis hit, they weren't doctors anymore. It was $20 to do whatever you want. And that's how the Lord wants this place. He wants it to hit a peak and then destroy it. Okay. And this is the same principle when you see in the Tower of Babel. The Lord did what? He let them sky out the plane in Shinar. They found a plane that they're gonna build, and they start building their cities in Nimrod. And he let them start building the tower. He let them all congregate there together, and then he scattered them. Okay. In order for them to be scattered, they had to be, gathered together, which they were against the Most High. And so that represents their pride reaching a peak, and the Most High basically bringing it down. You read about that all the time, about the sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord's gonna deal with it. I may be able to get it here. Revelation, the 18th chapter, speaks about that. Give me 1 second. I'm on my backup. All right. Yep, this is Revelation 18:4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And my people are the bloodline Israelites," the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but the elect among them. All right, the 2/3 of you are going to be left here because you're rebellious, and you can't be told nothing. And good riddance. Okay, we'll see your ass in the kingdom. All right, and you'll be good. All right, it says, verse 5, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double." So the Most High knew he was going to pay back, knows he's going to pay back this place double. So what is he doing? He's letting that single get all the way up to the high, so you're going to have to pay double on that. And so this is the MO of the Lord, is what I want to illustrate. All right, because people are looking out into they're looking out at everything, these Trump economic policies. Oh, he's going to crack down on the drug cartels, and he's going to make housing cheaper. You got crypto, it's going up, Bitcoin hitting all-time highs, stock market at all-time highs, and it's a lot of rallying, on the economic front that these people are getting excited for DJ Trump. And that's a good sign, brothers, because what did the Lord say? They would be marrying and giving in marriage. Okay, they would be eating and drinking. That's the spirit that they would be in. All right. This is Job chapter 20, verse 4. Start at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? All right, now you have to ask yourself, is America wicked? Now, if you cannot definitively say yes, then guess what? You're part of the problem, and when the Lord gets here, he's not hearing any kind of rationalizations or excuses or none of that. Okay, you got to be able to look at this place and say it's wicked, and I withdraw myself from this, just like we just read. All right, I'm withdrawing my spirit, my emotional and spiritual investment has been withdrawn. Okay, because this place is wicked. And so if you agree that America is wicked, then you got to know this is all temporary. It's all gonna come down. And what goes up must come down. Okay, the only exception of that are going to be the rulers of the new kingdom, which are the Israelites. Okay, our kingdom will be established forever. The throne of David will be established forever. It really already is established. Okay, we just have to watch the story play out. All right, so everything you see is temporary, man. You getting excited over political, Trump is going to do this for small businesses, and okay, you know, get your money. But if you think that that's going to be a way out of here, that's going to be a stumbling block under you, man. You're going to fall. Okay, you're gonna forsake the Most High to hold on to that little leaven that's in you, which is these riches. Okay, a real estate portfolio, or you know, you want to own a line of trucks. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting riches and money, but if that is, don't let that be the thing that hangs you up on this place, man. Because all you got to do, you know, look, if a bear is chasing you, man, you might be fast enough with enough distance to get away. But if you trip and fall once, it don't matter how fast you are. You're never going to make up enough time to escape that bear. Okay? This is why we constantly examine ourselves, make sure there's no hooks attached to your clothes or your jacket or whatever. Because when the Lord rips us away from this place, okay, you don't want to be dragged down into it or late or anything. You want to be, this is a preparation thing, you know. So verse 4 or verse 5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. All right, and they speak bold things, man. You know, he's linked up with Elon Musk, you know, for Starlink, and they're gonna overhaul the Food and Drug Administration and the Health and Human Services. They're gonna reform education, speaking bold and proud things, man. But you know what? It's too late for America. Okay, the world has already moved on. You've already showed your ass with the U.S. dollar. You've already showed your ass with these coups and overthrowing of government through the CIA. They all see you. The average American that watch CNN, they don't know. But the rest of the world, they have a different perception of you. There was a poll they came out with and said, who do you think is the biggest threat to the globe? And most countries said America. Okay? They present the biggest risk. And they're very true. That's very true. All right? So this thing is temporary. But that spirit of mirth has to be in the earth, because that's the moment that the Lord wants to destroy you, man. Okay? If you get swept up into this fake pseudo period of prosperity, which you can't prosper. If you can't own land, you can't be the head of your own household. How are you prospering, man? It's all just pleasure at the end of the day. You know, you can have a nice car, maybe you can live in a nice spot, but you're not living. Esau's never gonna give you what's required for you to be good and live and be self-sufficient. He wants you dependent on him. So that's why this kingdom is going to be destroyed. It was always going to fall. All right. Verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So all of this 250-year plus legacy of America, it's all gonna vanish away overnight. This whole perception that, you know, you seeing Esau everywhere. He was Moses. He was the Lord. You know, he what else? He went to the moon. You know, everything that people perceive as mighty or powerful, people put the face of Esau on it when he wasn't there most of the time. You know, there's a few great things he did, and by great I mean, you know, major accomplishments like Alexander the Great or the Greek. You know, he wasn't really great. The Lord gave him his strength. You know, he did some things, but when he went over in the Renaissance, he painted over everything, man. And that image is still in everybody's head, and he's gonna force you to worship that image, man. Okay, he's not gonna say worship white people, but he's gonna make the image mandatory. Okay, if you're not gonna bow down to it, then guess what? You're gonna be second-class citizens, or in some cases put to death when it gets to that time. All right, but that whole image is gonna crumble overnight, man. And how is it crumbling? Well, it's really crumbling now. You're starting to see the cracks, because they're starting to realize a lot of these elite people, they're into weird stuff, which I won't mention, but you know what I'm talking about. Weird ain't even the right word. They're straight up, you know, freaks, man. Okay. People see that now. That's becoming synonymous with people who have a lot of money or are jacked into the these networks and clubs and social orders. Okay, people are starting to associate, oh yeah, y'all into some weird stuff, you know. And so the perception is already cracking, and this has happened already, you know, in Rome and Greece. Okay, where the leaders of the society would openly be doing things, and it was a matter of time before they went down. Okay. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. All right, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their good. And, you know, you're seeing a lot of pandering to Jakes. You're seeing a lot of people that Edomites that have softened themselves towards our people, but that's because their own people have forsaken them. They left you in the middle class. Okay, the middle class used to be the place that you want to be, because you can afford everything you want. You don't have the pressure of having to run $1 million company. You still could live good, have a big family and everything in the middle class. All right, but now the middle class is turned into what? 50-hour, 60-hour work weeks, multiple jobs, still got bills. Okay, barely enough on retirement. That's what the middle class has turned into. Okay. And so he's left his people there, and he's inflated the money, so their money it ain't hitting like it once was. And so now they're getting back into that spirit, and eventually that's gonna sour. It's gonna you know, it's gonna ferment and turn into something different. It's gonna turn into enmity, race wars, bitterness, you know, covetousness. All right. But I'm gonna skip down. Okay. Now I'm gonna read through this. Verse 11, his bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. All right. So everything he says that sounds good, you gotta understand the opposite, man. What happened when Esau passed the Inflation Reduction Act? Inflation skyrocketed. So literally the opposite of what the bill said. It sounded good on the title of the bill, but what did it actually do? So every time this guy says something that sounds good, it just know the execution of it is going to have the inverse impact. Okay, all right. It says, verse 14, yet his meat and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him. All right. So, like I said, this thing is going to turn bitter. It's going to turn sour, man. Okay. But it's going to get bad out here, I'm telling you. And it says, yet, verse 15, he hath swallowed down riches and shall vomit them up again. All right. So when something turns sour in your stomach, you know, guess what? Your body gets rid of it, man. all of these riches, all of these accomplishments that these people have done, everything that they're proud of, it's all gonna turn sour because they're gonna realize that you got farmed. You were just labor on a big ass plantation, and he had the witchcraft of lulling you to sleep by making you feel good the whole time, by pacifying you, by getting you fat, getting you addicted to comforts and conveniences. Okay, and then you look up, and then he's robbed you. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, and then these people were gonna realize it, and it's gonna turn sour, and all of this American exceptionalism, this greatest country, they're gonna vomit all of that rhetoric up, and it's gonna descend into chaos, man. It's gonna devolve. Okay. All right, and it says, let me go down a little bit. Yeah, verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. Okay. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So these Americans think they won. They think they've successfully stolen the land from Gad and Reuben. They think they've successfully built up America off the backs of the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin and Levi, so-called Negroes. And they feel like they've gotten away with it. And now all of the Negroes and the Gadites and the so-called Native Americans, they're all going to get on board with this new vision now. And they think that they've successfully stolen the company, but they haven't. Okay, it's gonna fall. Okay, it says that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. So you never fully swallowed it. There's still racial tensions here. There's still Gadites that are pissed off about it, man. Okay, you're gonna vomit all of it up. You're gonna forfeit all of those riches, and your ass is going straight into slavery. Okay, and it says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. All right, look at that. Even his own people in a hurricane, you get $700, and you got to go online and apply for it, and you got to pay it back. $700. Meanwhile, your whole $300,000-$400,000 house is gone. And the law said that the insurance companies don't have to pay it. See? Because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. So you're not gonna reap the rewards of this, man. So when Trump gets up here and talking about America's gonna boast of doing it, America has to pay that blood back, and there's no way to pay it back by going to work. There's no way to pay it back by Elon's plan to pay back the national. If you somehow manage to pay back the national debt, it wouldn't be anywhere near enough, man. The Lord wants blood. Okay, America's got to go. In other words, okay. It says, verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. So that's why racial tensions never went down. That's why we're never going to get over it. People don't just forget what you did, man. You up here talking about never forget September, in 2001, the 11th. Okay, never forget that, but we supposed to forget. So that nobody forgets things, man. They may be quiet, like Germany, they haven't forgotten what you did with Nord Stream. And that empire is going to crumble. That's going to fracture, okay? The beast is going to fight within itself. The scriptures say that these shall hate the whore. It's talking about the beast, okay? Which are the seven, heads of Europe, those European nations. They're going to hate who? The whore, which is America, okay? So it's fractured on all fronts, man. Nobody's gonna forget anything. It's all gonna culminate in one giant division and fight that will lead to World War III, and the Lord is gonna come down and quell all of this, man, with violence, okay? With supernatural, spiritual power, violence. That's how the Lord is coming back. All right. Verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come up on him. All right. So here we're at the fullness of America's sufficiency, man. Okay, now this prosperity that people may experience, I believe maybe in early 2025, if they don't just off this guy. Okay, that would play right in line with the scriptures, man. So don't think that we got a long time. If you see some economic growth, or you see things going on and everybody's excited, especially these so-called right-wingers, boy, they excited, boy. You know, that don't mean that the Lord is far off. As a matter of fact, it's an indicator that he's very close. Okay. Verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. So at that moment, the Lord is going to do it. Going to cast the fury of his wrath upon him. Okay? That's where we're at. Okay? And you think that they've gotten some kind of victory, that the Lord is going to be like, nah. Just like he said Russia, he's going to put hooks in Russia's jaws. Like, they're speaking peaceably with Trump now. You know? Putin is like, okay, cool. I'm glad Trump is back. So just kind of that's how he's talking. But guess what? The scriptures say he's gonna put hooks in their jaws, man. You know? Excuse me. All right, and it says, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, now if you go to Matthew, okay, if I can find it there. Okay. Let me see here. And yep, verse 36, Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Okay, that proves that the Trinity thing is cut. The Lord is not the same as Yahweh the Most High. Okay, because there's a difference in information that's known. He doesn't know the day, all right? But we know the signs, though. And it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking. Okay? And we just read he's going to rain it down while they were eating. All right? And it says, until the day that Noah entered the ark. All right, so all the way up until the day, they literally gonna be partying, doing all kind of bullshit the day the lights go out. Okay, so don't be discouraged, brothers, when you see people getting back into a spirit of mirth, or you see they're back in folly mode, because the same thing happened after 2020 and 2021. Everybody turned all the way back up. After 2020, they were depressed in 2020. They turned up in 2021 because they took all of that, you know what, and then guess what? Inflation started putting their ass in the in the real naked chokehold, man. And then now they're back down again. They're all economically depressed and can't afford things. And then Trump comes back and it's like, yay, they're all happy again. You know. But the scriptures speak about this like a woman in travail, and a woman in travail, you know, she has contractions, man. Every time that thing contracts, it's painful. Then it goes down and the contractions get faster and faster and faster, and boom, the baby's here. All right? That's how this thing works. Okay? So, let me go back. It says, verse 4, he shall flee from the iron, Job 20 and 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. What is that talking about? All right, he's gonna flee, but you Americans here are roasted. These elites are gonna get off to various parts of the globe and get in their bunkers, but they're still not gonna escape. All right, it says, it is, verse 25, it is drawn and cometh out of the body, yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. So when those missiles fly, the whole earth is gonna be in terror, man. All right, because at that same time, guess what? The chariots are gonna be here. All right. Verse 27, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. All right. The increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. All right. So he's going to be exposed. All of these things, these secrets that they got, the list of Stein, okay, the tapes of Diddy. You know, we know there's way more. The Lord is gonna, when it's all said and done, it's all gonna be on Front Street. Okay. It says, verse 29, this is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So all of you Edomites, you so-called white people that thought the Lord just forgave you for a slave, he did not. He utterly did not. You are his offspring, and this is your portion. This is what you inherited. Y'all had no problem inheriting the wealth in the land of America, but when it came to reparations, they were like, no, we don't owe that. That was my father that owed that. Okay? But when it came to the wealth, oh, you inherited that, though. Okay, inherit that wealth. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's your consolation. Now you're going to inherit the reward of the Most High. Okay? Like the scriptures say in Revelation 22, the Lord coming back and his reward is with him. So that's your inheritance, Esau. You got to stand on that, man. You can't just inherit the good and not the evil. Okay? You know? That's how it works, man. You can't buy a company because it's making a lot of money, and then you look at the balance sheet in the books and they owe a lot of debt. You're like, oh, I don't want to pay that part. I just want to buy the company. I don't want. No, you got to buy the debt as well. And if the debt surpasses the amount of money that they make, and guess what? There was a bad investment, and you take that L. And that's how you so-called white people are, man. Okay? You can't privatize the gains and then socialize the losses and say, oh, I'm gonna take the gains for myself, but the losses, let's just chunk that up till they died and it was a long time ago, and the U.S. government or you know, no, that ain't how it works. The Lord is righteous, man. That means he's balanced. So everything's gonna be paid back, and he said you were gonna pay it back double. All right? Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. Okay. Anyway, I hope that was clear. I could get a few more precepts, but I've been going a little minute now. I'll end it there, Lord willing. This is edifying. Paul Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Chahakodash Shalom Kwam Yasharal.